Hey guys, it's me Zoe, and I actually can finally say that I'm an incoming second year medical student now. So excited for that. And now I'm on my summer break. And since I'm on my summer break, I decided now is the best time for me to work on videos. And the first kind of video that I decided to make is a video about things I learned from my first year of medical school. And maybe it will be some tips that I could give to future medical students so that they can have an easier time during their first year. So the first thing that I would like to say is the importance of time management. I know everybody always tells you that it's very important to manage your time, and I usually say, yeah, I'm gonna manage my time, but I never really took it seriously until my second semester. My first semester, I was a mess. I was like studying only when I felt like it. I was always watching Netflix, and I would really see myself cramming all the time every time there was an exam. So I decided to make a change when I was in my second year. I organized my time more. I gave myself a schedule. Like, I would write it down. I would say, okay, from 5 to 8, this is where I can exercise, eat, and do whatever I want. But from 8 to 12, I have to be studying. And then hopefully 12 to 1, I could do some like watching or relax a bit. And then 1:30 to the latest, I have to go to bed and wake up for school, which starts at 8. So yeah, like when I finally had a more like written down flow of what I wanted to do, it was easier for me to organize my time more. And like, if you have it written down, I believe it's much easier to follow through with your plans. Because sometimes if you just think it up in your head, like, oh, I'm gonna do this for like this amount of time and this for this amount of time, you don't really get to follow it because sometimes you can get distracted with little things. So I really want to say that if you haven't tried it before, maybe actually try doing time management properly. Alrighto! Okay, for my second tip, sorry, I'm such a weirdo. Anyway, for my second tip is to be more self-aware. Now, what do I mean by being more self-aware? That's like being aware of your strengths and weaknesses, maybe academically, like are you good at biochemistry, are you good at anatomy? And if you actually know where you're good at and where you need to work on, then you know which subjects you need to spend your time on more. And I feel like it helps you organize your study schedule more also if you play by your strengths and your weaknesses. And the second thing that you have to be more aware of is your physical health. You have to be more aware of what you're eating. Are you giving time for yourself to exercise? Are you taking care of your body as much as you want to? Because I realized when I was in my first semester, I didn't take care of my body at all. And I was eating so much fast food that I actually gained a lot of weight. I gained 8 kilograms. And that really makes me sad sometimes, but life happens, and if we just stay sad about it, it won't really do anything. But yeah, so second semester I changed. I was more self-aware. I was also more aware of my mental state, like my mental health. Like, was I happy? Was I sad? Was I filled with anxiety? Like, I addressed these feelings more. Like, I tried to understand myself more and my feelings. And I noticed that when I took care of my body more and I took care of my health, my mental health more, I was more successful and felt more happier when I was in school. Okay, so for my third tip is to love what you're studying. It's really important that you don't only study for your exams or study for your quizzes. It's important that you study for your future patients, and to do that, you need to have that passion for learning and that love for what you're learning. Because when I changed my mindset, I was usually like only studying for my exams. That was me in my first semester. But my second semester, I started to love what I was studying. I would study more. I would study in advance. I would study like even when I didn't have to study, and that really changed everything. Like, I was more prepared for my classes. I was more prepared for my exams. I didn't panic as much, and it was really all because I started to love what I was learning. And not only that, when you love what you're studying, you have to make some changes. Like, first you need to find a good study area, like a good place to study. Sometimes your environment really influences how well you study. Like, my friends and I think I mentioned in my other video, we improved our studying by actually going to different coffee houses. We'd go to Starbucks, Coffee Project, Coffee Bean, or whatever, because usually when we're in these environments, it motivates us to study more, and there's not much internet to distract us, and it really helps. So maybe it won't work for you, but it really worked for us. Like, the environment, if it's pretty and if it's encouraging for studying, it really helps us focus more. And lastly, it's also important when you love what you're studying, you have to make sure that the people around you love what they're studying too. For me, I was very lucky because I had 3 other friends who loved studying, and they were really like my support system when it came to studying. They would always come with me when I invited them to go out to study, and they were always there. So it's not like we were studying in a group and discussing. No, we were all like studying alone but together, and usually that helps a lot. Like I'd be studying and I'd be like burning out and losing energy, but then I'd look up and see my other friends that they're eagerly studying, so it like motivates me to study more. So yeah, I really think it's super important that you make sure that the friends you make in med school are friends who will be a good influence to you, that not only will you have fun with them and relax with them, but you'll also be able to study well with them. So for my fourth tip is to make sure that you have a solid support system. It's actually in line with what I said a while ago about having friends who love to study. It's also good to have friends who actually care about you and your well-being. Not only friends, it could be your family members, your loved ones, your guardians, or whatever. As long as you have people you can count on when things get rough. Because trust me, I had moments in med school where I was breaking down and telling myself, oh, why am I doing this? Why am I putting myself through all of this? Why did I choose to suffer like this? And yeah, I had a good support system. Like I had friends who kept reminding me why I wanted to become a doctor, and who kept telling me that you can do this, Zoe, you can do this. So I'm sure that your medical school journey will be much more easier if you decide to choose the people you be with, and to make sure that these people that you chose are people you can count on, people you can rely on. And of course, don't make it a one-way street. If they're your support system, you have to be their support system as well. Okay, for my 5th and final tip, that is to document your memories. I know people say memories last forever, but we all know they don't. You're going to forget some important memories in the future. So why not have pictures so that you can look back on them? Or why not write on your journal, write an entry about your triumphs, write an entry about the challenges that you were able to overcome. And I'm sure you won't regret it. I mean, it's always nice to reminisce and see how far you've come. Anyway, so that's all I have for now, and I'm sorry if I kept jumping from one place to another. I was actually trying out different areas in my house to see where would I want to take videos more, and obviously those areas that were outside and near the natural sun looked way better than the ones that I have now. So yeah, more areas of improvement for me as a vlogger. I hope you enjoy this. If there are anything or any videos that you want me to do, just let me know. This video actually went longer than how I wanted it to be. Oh well.